All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Campaign of France. I've had a lot of people asking about what mods I'm using. Some of these I'm not using yet, so we'll skip them. But I've got Straw Harvest enabled. Most of the stuff is available on the Mod Hub. Now, I'm a PC player. Don't know about the Xbox or PS4, but they should be because they're just base mods. The spreader that we're using is the Agromatics Fertimax. And this is nice. It's a little spreader, but it spreads both lime and fertilizer. And that's why I like it. We're also using the Amazon D9 pack. None of these other things we're using yet. I have Anderson enabled. I'm using the Animal Pen extension mod. What this does, it gives you some other options for the animals. And if you've seen where I actually have the water spigots, this adds those water spigots so that you don't have to buy a water trailer for your farm. You can just turn the water on and off and it will water your animals. And you'll see that as we get into the series. I have the Bordeaux pack. We're not using that really at all yet. The Caverniland pack, we're going to use a little bit of stuff from that. But next up, I have a Class Dominator Harvester. Are we using this as a harvester? I don't remember. We'll have to look and see. I think maybe it is what we're using. I don't remember. I do have an animal trailer available, the Bruno. This should be available both on console and PC. It's just a simple animal trailer. Class pack. I don't want this, actually. We're going to take that off. The CZ equipment pack messes up your like forks and stuff, so don't use the CZ equipment pack. It's cool, but it has some issues still. Obviously, the map. I got a lot of mods, guys. We're not using any right now. I may add greenhouses later, though where am I going to put them? We don't have much land. I've got this truck available in case I want to add it later. This is that D754 truck that we've been using on Slovak Village. Very, very useful mod. Also available on console. The DO24 trailer we're not really using. I don't know why I have all this good stuff on here because we're not using it. I don't know why I'm using this tipper wagon. Some of these things I just must have added, like not paying attention. Easy shed pack with lights because you can add lights in these. I don't know. I don't really use those much. I had originally this Iker King Tiger tractor, but I decided to switch it all over to Massey, so I'm not using that anymore. We don't use these. I have an ethanol plant. We might use that down the road. Once again, these are things that are not in use right now. Implement shed, compost production, farmhouse trailer. We didn't need any of that stuff. I didn't know what the map had. I don't know why I have the Flegel ASS 298. We don't use the Flegel DPW. We're not using the Flegel Dual. I don't even know what this is. This must be for animal feed or something. I don't know. Maybe mowing. I'll have to look. I thought it was a windrower, but I don't think it is now. We have the Follow Me mount enabled. I have a Ford Gen 3. Not using that either. We're not using any of this stuff. I don't know why I even have it, but... So what else are we... Oh, the Galini. There we go. We're using the Galignani. The 5690 S3. This is a round baler, or the mini square baler that we're using. It's in the Mod Hub. I think the biggest one that people wanted to know, I'm using Global Company. I've got several Global Company mods, but the one that everybody keeps asking about, where you get the quote-unquote colored icons, and I've had probably 5 or 6 people asking what that is. It is the Global Company add-ons icon. So I'm a little stuffed up this morning for some reason. I don't know what happened, but I woke up stuffed up. So it's making it hard for me to pronounce some things. I don't know why I have realistic milking time on. I don't like that. My wife likes that one, but I don't like that one. So that's about it for Global Company. I don't know why I have this enabled. We don't need that. More greenhouses. The Homer variant. I don't know that we'll ever get to this because this is for big field action. I don't know why I have these enabled. These are Russian tractors. Just get rid of those. But this kind of even lets you see all the mods that I have. We're not doing seasons, so we don't really need snow plows. And I don't need a handcrafted plow because I've got my own plow already. We got the horse pack. I got a heating plant if I need it. Massey Ferguson bigger old tractor. This one's not a very good mod though, so we probably will not end up using it. This one's not very good either. Why do I have that enabled? The IT runner pack we may end up using as a European farm. The IT runners come in very handy. Got 2 different packs available. This one's the shorter one. The 2623 is a short version of the regular IT runner. Got the Lemkin pack, which is we're using the cultivator, the Cultiplow out of the Lemkin pack. We've got some JCB stuff added. I don't know why. We have a John Deere forage harvester. I believe this chops grass into silage if we want to go that route. And we just pull our little wagon behind it and it'll dump into our wagon. I don't know why we have these seeders enabled. I guess because they're bigger, but they're still affordable. John Deere cotton pack. Okay. Why do I have the W330? What am I doing? Okay, there's our sprayer right there. It's the FMR Optimal. Once again, all these mods that I use should be available in your mod hub. I don't really have a lot of outside mods, so there's the Kemper pack that's with Farm Sim. Convertiland quick equipment pack. There's some Lemkin plows. I don't use those. Zircon, I don't use that. I do have a Lely silage harvester. I think I put all 3 of the pull behind silage harvesters. Some Lieber equipment. I don't know that we'll ever use that. Lizard D, that's our wagon right there. The D50, the D55. I've got this truck available too if we don't want to go with the D route. This is a man truck. Same idea. It's kind of like a IT runner truck. Man flatbed. I'll never use that, but okay. Some Massey Ferguson tractors. I think we're using this one. I can't remember. We're either using this one or this one. But I've got them both loaded. We're not going to use the Mercedes. I don't know why I have that loaded. I loaded this horrible. Actually, we're going to take that off. This 5650 is terrible. Don't get it. The 285 pack. These are actually, that might be the one that we're using right there. The 95X is pretty cool because it's an older Massey Ferguson tractor, but it's not great looking. We got some trailers. Modern Classics. There we go. I wish this had a milk trailer, but it doesn't. Multi-harvest headers are for forage harvesters. I don't know why I have that loaded because we don't really have a forage harvester per se. I've got some New Holland stuff enabled for some odd reason. Placeable solar panels. We may end up using those. Pottinger, that's the one I wanted. This is probably what we'll end up getting. The Pottinger X6 is a corn silage harvester. We may grab that at some point if we need to make silage for our cows. Also, we have the old Pottinger Euroboss 330T. It's a very small loading wagon versus the bigger ones that we have in the game, so this would work better with our small tractors. Why do I have the Raba enabled? Who knows? This is another big one. A lot of people are asking about the Replenishment Container. That's exactly what it's called in the mod hub. It's under, I believe, either objects or gameplay, but it should be objects. And on the website on farmingsimulator.com, you just go to the mods page and look that up. I don't know why I have this enabled. I don't know why I have that enabled. These are all Russian things, though. Oh, that's right. We're using the Niva. That's why. Okay. We have a Russian harvester. This tool trolley I use for my shop. I use it on a lot of my maps. We have another toolbox available too, just in case. Put a Unimog on here in case down the road we want to get, like I said, instead of the D45 or D754, this is a real truck. The Unimog, this is a real nice mod, by the way. Unimog 1200, 1400, 1600. This is definitely worth downloading. Great mod. The Ursus original wrapper and bale picker upper for the round bales if we ever get that far. Workshop tabber. I don't know why I have Zetters. This is a good planter though, this Kuhn, but I think we'll probably go with whatever the Cavern Limb product is to keep it there. So those are the mods that I'm using with Campaign of France. A lot of them we don't even need, but some of them, some of them we are using. So especially the global icons and the replenishment container, the tipper trailer, the spreader that spreads lime and fertilizer. Those are all things that we're using. So let's get started. So in our last episode, we were busy selling off our crops I'm heading back down to the Coopérative Agricole to sell our sunflower seeds. This will be the last. Well, we have soybeans too. I might. We don't really need the soybeans for anything, so I can sell those too. Not yet. Eventually, if we decide to do pigs, we may need to go down the soybean route, because that's one of the crops that you can feed them. You can also feed them sunflowers, but pigs in general are happy with, one of each type of food, so you don't have to have like soybeans and sunflowers. I think you have one or the other. They need some potatoes. Racing too fast in this tractor. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to go sell this load. I'll let you know how much we make. It should be a pretty good load. I do have, I think, about 1,000 liters left of sunflower seeds. And I'm just going to hold on to those until we decide to do some sunflower seeds, possibly. Because it's really, there's, maybe 1,000. Or we get desperate. Like, it'll be like a rainy day. Like, you need $1,000 for seed because you didn't do well. And then, anyway, I'll be back. Actually, we might as well stay because I'm already here. Look at this. The benefits of a small map. I'm all the way across the map, and yet I only drove like 2 minutes. In fact, it was such a short distance, I couldn't even stop talking before I got there. Look at those awful textures. Wait, where was it? $12,000. Oh, yeah. The soybeans should be similar. Though I think sunflower seeds are worth more. But that's good news. We got $63,000. We should be able to get at least... Once again, I'm going to wait till tomorrow to buy any animals, but we should be able to get a couple cows. Like, I'd like to get 2 or 3 cows going. Maybe 4. Don't want to go crazy because the cows do require a lot of food, and we don't have much field space yet as stuff grows. We have enough to probably manage about 10 cows, I think, if I don't do sheep. But we'll see. So I'll be back. Bonjour. Shockingly, the soybean was actually worth $3,000 more than our soybean, or than our sunflower. We made $15,000 on that load of soybeans, and we still have a couple thousand liters of soybeans left. I'm thinking I might. We're going to take a look at the fields and see where they're at. I think I planted everything this time, but I think maybe for the next round, since we have a lot of straw already, I will plant some more soybeans just to finish off that load. I hate to come down here with a 3,000 load, but if we can get soybeans off a couple fields and add that in, we can get a nice chunk of change. So the grass obviously stays. Once you've planted grass, it stays grass. But I could see doing some soybeans on the next round of crops to pull some income in and finish off the rest of that crop that we have there. But yeah, pretty good stuff. All right, so let's take a look here and see what's going on with our farm. I think aside from the corn, we've pretty much sold off everything that we're going to be able to sell off. We have almost $100,000. We do have a small loan. I mean, we could just, let's see. Let's take a look at our finances here. I owe $100,000 to the bank, so we're not ready to pay off the loan yet. But we could maybe, I want to get the cows in here so we're generating unfortunately, it's not going to generate a ton of income. I'm just being honest. It will generate cows are going to generate a little bit of income. They're not going to make us tons and tons of money. Once again, the cooperative is the only place that takes this, so we got to go back. Looking at other commodities here. Milk is worth quite a bit. Okay, well, that's where we're going. So let's go ahead and sell off this corn. We'll keep the rest of the corn in, the same thing. Actually, no, you know what? We're going to sell off all the corn because I don't have a corn header, so I'm never going to grow corn and possibly add corn in. It ain't going to happen. So let's go ahead and take this down to the shop. I'll be back momentarily. And so our corn brought in $6,000, and so that's not so bad. We have $84,000 altogether going into tomorrow. But it's going to be a long time before we make this much money again. So we need to get our cows purchased. I think we're going to go with 5 cows. And we're going to have to try to get them to multiply. And we'll just kind of grow the farm that way. Because we don't have a lot of money. And we still need to have money for crops. So, like to plant crops and sell them. So, anyway, it'll be fun. But we're going to... And I might do some selling, like some silage. I don't know if we can sell to the biogas plant without owning it. We'll have to see. Each map is different, so we will see. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and head back to the farm. I'll see you when I get there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the farm. I'm going to put this trailer away for the night. I think we're done with the tipper for a little bit. And we're going to just, once again, go over the status of our fields. And then I might pause the video and do some missions for neighbors to make a little bit of extra income. Because we still have, you know, a couple hours of daylight left. It seems silly not to get, you know, make a little bit more income where we can. I hope that fits in there like that. Let's see what happens. Oh, perfect. Look at that. We can close this door. And this door. All right. So I'm going to run around to the neighborhood and see what kind of jobs are available. And if there's anything that catches my eye, I'll go do it. Unfortunately, because the fields are so small, the contracts are going to be really tiny on this map. So, yeah, like that's what I was afraid of, like $500, $600. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And the harvester missions are really minuscule. I don't know how much good this is going to do us. There's a baling... Mowing and baling. Let's see. Mow grass field 48. Wrap it to make silage bales. Take it to the Commerce de Bestiole. Let's see. If you own your own, let's see, $92 we lose off the top. We'd probably have to lease the equipment to get this done. BGA transporting. Let's see. Transport items from BGA to Marie. So some of these baling missions might be worth doing, but I don't want to do anything for under $1,000. It seems to me like the time that you put into this is just not even worth it. Fertilizing is probably the only one that's valuable, and since I don't really have good fertilizing equipment, I'm not going to make much. So I think we're just going to skip the missions and live life as a normal farmer without doing extra missions. Because there are no missions as a farmer. You just run your farm. So I will catch you guys. I'm going to fast forward time here. But let's go take a real quick look at our field status before we do that. Turn the hazards off and hop out. Now, I don't know what the hazard button is. I know people ask me oftentimes, what is the hazard button on Xbox? I don't know. I don't know that there is one. I think you have to, the PC, it's the number 2 on the numlock pad. So, we have planted barley here. Okay, I think we have barley on all of our barley. Yeah, barley there. And we need to check. There's one more field that has a crop on it. What's up, Soup? Are you laughing at my wife on the phone? And we have barley here. So we did do barley all the way around, which was good. I think that was a wise move on our part. And then we have grass growing on this. So my wife is doing silly things on the phone. She's silly. We do have one field of canola here, which is a little weird, and that was because it was pre-planted before I got the farm. And so we are going to turn this into a grass field here, and then we have grass over here that is still growing. So let's go ahead and... Actually, I'm going to put some fertilizer down tonight. Seth, can you rub my shoulders? I did my first wedding of the season last year, and it really was quite... yesterday, last year, same difference. It was quite painful. So we're going to throw down some fertilizer. I don't think we'll crush the grass with our big tires, but we'll see. The only thing I don't like about this field is this weird connector here where the gate opens and closes. So I don't really love the way that they have this set up, but let's go ahead and... Come on. There we go. And I'll just do it in 2. We can do it in 1 pass, maybe. I don't think so, though. No, this will be a 2. This is a 2-pass field because it's wider. Just a little spot. Seth is... It's all right, Seth. It doesn't have to be absolutely 100% perfect. It's... Oh, we lost connection. Even there, look, I even went over there and it didn't get it. Weird. I know. I'm totally overlapping, too. Seth's making fun of me. I'm going to have to go down the middle now because I just totally missed. Oh, Lord. You want me to get all of it, Seth?
All of it, please.
I mean, fertilizer's only like 1,000. Nope, see, you can't get those parts.
That must not be.
Weird. It's the world's most fertilized lawn. There we go. And we did not kill the grass, so that's good. But there, it's all done. I mean, that was that simple. Nope. I think the local farmer's drunk again. Has he been drinking? Well, it is France after all. You know, they make wine. That's what they're known for. I suppose you could do this as a vineyard map. Be kind of cool. They do have a vineyard. I don't think this map supports it, but they do have like a vineyard mod. Yeah. With an actual vineyard harvester, like a New Holland, but it's not really well done. Like we took a look at it and it was pretty poorly. Yeah, like the wrong color blue for the label and stuff like that. Like they didn't spend the time to get it perfect, or didn't know how to mod it. But it's a neat idea. It'd be interesting to see grapes come into this game because that's the one thing this game really is missing. Okay. All right, we're going to shut that down, and so we're going to let the night pass, and I will be back with you once it is early morning. All right, so we've had a bit of a farming mishap. The weeds, as usual, grew out of sync, so we've lost part of our first barley field because the weeds grew in the field, and it's ready to harvest, but I can't harvest it without getting the weeds. I can't spray them now because it grew to maturity. The weird thing about this game with the weeds is that... once they grow to maturity, once the crop grows to maturity, you can't kill the weeds, which I think is probably realistic. But here we can get them because this is a field that we planted and they haven't grown all the way. So we're going to go ahead and fertilize. We're going to weed and then fertilize these fields. And unfortunately, though, we've lost. I mean, we yield off this crop, but we're going to lose some of it. All right, so I am backing up into the barn here to grab our fertilizer, sprayer. I don't know if she wants to talk. She might not want to talk. We need to put weed killer into this guy, and we're going to get out there and weed those couple fields. I'm going to try to weed the field that's already grown all the way just a little bit, but I don't think it's going to work. Like I said, I think we're done there. And then we also need to fertilize these fields because they are not fully fertilized. So first thing we need to do is kill the weeds. Hello? Why can't I switch it? What? What, does this not accept fertilizer? Oh, there's already fertilizer in here. That's why. Durr. So we're going to put this right here. And now we're going to fill this up with weeding. Herbicide. There we go. And let's go ahead and get out there and... Yes, what's your question, dear?
I have a field on my farm with these fertilizers.
Yeah. That's not a question.
Its irrigation system isn't working properly.
Oh, yeah, it broke.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Or a fertilizer.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Nope, we can't kill those, so I'm going to shut it off. But the nice thing is we really only have to make 1 or 2 passes on each field, so it's not like it's a headache. Of course, if I miss a whole bunch of it because I didn't start off straight. Once again, that's why I use this little sprayer because we don't really need anything much larger than this. In fact, the larger sprayer would probably be a hindrance because it would end up getting caught on everything. So, pretty sad about that one crop, though. That stinks. Just mute me, honey. It's fine. And then we'll swing around this way. Yeah, let him out, Violet, because he doesn't want to be locked up in the room.
I have another question.
Yes.
What's the difference between wheat and barley?
Well, wheat is used primarily in things like bread. Though you can use barley for bread, too. I think barley tends to be a little bit harder. But they use barley in brewing beer. It has a different flavor. I don't know that the flavor is necessarily the same as the wheat's flavor. But they're both grains. They're like grain cousins. But I don't know that barley makes bread very good bread. I mean, they make barley bread, but I don't know. I don't think it's, supposedly it's probably not very good tasting. You don't see it very often. You can make it out of rye too. That's another crop. Yep.
What's the difference between a carrot and a potato?
Well, they're both root crops, but carrots are orange and they're like a vegetable. I guess, are potatoes vegetables? I guess they are, aren't they? They're a starch.
No, there's no such food.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've ever heard of a starch food category before. Well,
There's no such thing as a food category, Violet.
No, it's a starch. Potatoes are not
Violet, there is no such thing as a food category starch.
they're a legume.
No, but
Yeah, they're a legume. There's no such thing as a food category.
They are, but they are, you are correct that they are starch, Violet. The potatoes are pretty much 100% starch. But they're a legume, like I think carrots are too, though, aren't they? I mean, they're vegetables, but I think they're rated as like the type of vegetable is a legume. That would be sweet potatoes, yams, probably sugar beets, potatoes, any kind of.
Beans, peas, lentils, and lupins are all part of the family of legumes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so even potatoes aren't legumes.
Oh, potatoes aren't legumes. So what do they consider them then? What is a potato? Oh, it's a starch. All right, I'm gonna finish doing this field. Well, hang on. Let's get the answer first. What is a potato? Somebody that plays World of Tanks really badly.
Potatoes are botanically classified as a vegetable.
Okay, so they're vegetable. Family.
The potato is a root vegetable native to the Americas, a starchy tuber of the plant Solanum tuberosum.
So
And the plant itself is a perennial in the nightshade family.
perennial.
Yeah.
So it's a nightshade. Weird. But not a deadly nightshade, unless it's rotten. All right, so now it's time to fertilize our fields. And once again, that's what I love about this farm. Oh my gosh, we have to weed 3 minutes later. Oh, we're done. So now we're going to go ahead and grab our container of fertilizer that we've left over here, and we'll drop this one somewhere nearby. I don't think did I buy forks and stuff for this yet? I don't think I bought arms or forks yet. At some point, we'll need to do that so that we can organize these, because we're going to have... Otherwise, we're going to have pallets all over the place. Though it isn't too bad right now, because this is so small, it burns through it pretty quick. Nope, I didn't want the herbicide. I wanted the fertilizer. Thank you. Once again, we'll put this out. My wife is typing like crazy on that noisy keyboard. She always complains about... How do you copyright somebody? You can't copyright anybody. What do you mean by copyright somebody? What do you mean? You mean copyright strike? Well, first of all, when you become a musician, you join an organization called ASCAP, at least in America. I don't know about European musicians, but American musicians join ASCAP. As a member of ASCAP, ASCAP goes out and monitors your songs, and they put what's called, I believe, like a digital footprint or digital thumbprint of your song on YouTube. They register it with YouTube so that if that thumbprint comes up on a video, whenever your song is played, you get, YouTube will automatically realize that the song does not belong to the person that posted the video, but it belongs to you. So then they will automatically put a copyright strike on it. The other thing that you could do, let's say that you made a video and that you had it out there and then somebody took a portion of your video and used it in one of their videos. You could always go to YouTube and say, hey, minutes, 20, 1 minute and 25 seconds to 3 minutes is actually my video, and I don't want that. I want monetization for it. So YouTube will go back and they'll actually take the monetization away from the person that made that video that has your video clip in it and give you the monetization for it, because as long as you can prove that it's yours and you have copies showing that you created that video clip before they used it in their video clip, then you get the copyright claim. But to actually copyright something, you have to, when you create it and put it up there, it pretty much YouTube automatically does that. It used to be that you'd actually have to copyright it yourself. So like if you wrote a song, you'd have to send it to a copyright office and apply for a copyright for that song. But ASCAP, even with ASCAP, you had to do that. So let's see, is this fertilized? Yeah, this is fertilized, so I don't need to do that one. So I think that's it. I think our crops are done. Our grass might need to be fertilized, though, so let me double check here. I know. Oh, wait, what's this field here? This one is still... This needs to be fertilized. Oh, crap, that's right. We got weeds on this, too. We need to weed that. So we'll fertilize this real quick. What were you going to ask, Babs? I'm getting copyrighted. So you're going to steal me? I love this map. It's so cute. It's so cute. So we need to get our weeder back out. I totally forgot about that field. I totally forgot. Excuse me, Violet. I totally forgot about that canola field, so I'm going to have to do that now. So one of the reasons why I like to grow all of my fields together, like at the same time, is because you don't have this where I'm running around trying to figure out what field has what. So this one's all set. And this one's ready to harvest. Okay, so we can mow today here. This guy needs lime, and it's got weeds, so we're going to weed that. But it's if you don't do all your fields at once, like where you plant them all at the same time, you then end up with like a mishmash of like, this field's ready, this field needs that, that field needs that. And unless you have a system of writing it down, it's hard to remember which fields get what. So that is why I will, going forward, I'm going to be planting these fields all at the same time. I'm not going to be doing this kind of like this one's growing, this one's not. So once, and it'll be a little easier because we have the grass field. So come on, pick this up. What's going on here? Urgh. Why won't this pick this up? Come on. Seriously? I don't know why I can't load. There we go. Okay. That was weird. But that's why we'll be growing all the crops. I'm going to let the crops all mature. Now with the grass I can start mowing, but I would like those to be in sync too. So I'm going to mow this field. Maybe I'll just leave it until the other fields grow, because they should be within a day. They should be behind. It's making it so we can't buy cows yet, and I'm getting a little frustrated with that. I want to get those cows in there and get them producing, but I suppose one time we could mow this field and then we'll let them all grow together, because this field now will be behind the rest. Whoops. Tagged the pole with that. I gotta say, in real life, for farmers, it's gotta be pretty easy to break equipment by mistake. You know, I bet you there's a lot of I mean, they're definitely watching Millennial Farmer. He's always fixing stuff, but usually not because he broke something. He's usually really careful about his equipment. But then it's funny because then you watch that one Lonely Farmer, and that guy's always breaking stuff. He's just a little rougher on equipment. Now, I can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm assuming that we're getting as much weeding done as possible. And this is going to be a 3-pass field because it's a little bit wider. I'll make sure we get as much coverage as possible. So this is an oddball field for us because it's got, unfortunately, has canola on it, which means that we're going to have to make 2 or 3 trips to the agricole instead of just storing it in our bin or our tipper. My plan was to fill the tipper up and just leave it filled until we get to the next crop, but now I can't do that, so I'm going to have to dump the tipper into the grain silo, which is no big deal. That's why we have the grain silo. All right, so we're done with this field almost. Ta-da. Oh, I ran out. Well, I think I'm just going to leave that last little corner because there's not that much there, but no biggie. I'm just going to leave it. It's just a small corner. I can deal with it. My OCD is going through the roof right now, but I'll leave it. Oops. All right, so I'm going to head back and put the sprayer away, and then we will get started on the harvest for our 1 barley field because we need to get that cleared off, and then we'll turn. We're going to turn the field, but we're not going to plant it till the other fields are ready because I don't want, once again, the issue that I'm having is that we've got fields that are out of sync. So that's kind of a pain. Then we're also going to do some mowing in a little bit because I have to mow our field, and that will allow us to get the cow going, the cow pasture going. So, all right. Let's go ahead and grab our harvester, which I don't think we've run this yet, have we? I don't remember. I don't think we did in the first episode. Let's get this guy out there. It's a pretty narrow passage there. I think we probably should be able to collect this whole field without actually using the tipper until we're all done. But we'll see. So we got some work cut out for us today. And we're going to go ahead and chop this up. And I don't know what to do with all this straw. I've got a lot of straw from my other fields. I'm wondering if we should just maybe I might just dump this straw, like sell it. I hate to leave it all over the barn, the farm. We don't really have a good storage facility for it, though. So at some point, we probably need to build a building that will store it. Or see if one of our neighbors would let us store it with them. Yeah, we're not going to get much barley off this field, especially because it got weeded over, which sucks. Overnight weeding. I found a barn over by that barn there by the replenishment container. I'm wondering if that's where we sell, or maybe that's where the sheep pallets show up. I don't know. It had shearing equipment in it, so I'm thinking maybe that little barn there is where the sheep shears, where the sheep come in, like where they're sheared stuff. And I know... Whoa, why did my game freeze? What? It's my Xbox controller. The cable's getting really sensitive when I touch it the wrong way. I know this is going to drive some people crazy, this backing and forward thing, but in real life, I've seen them do this in Europe on the smaller, tight fields like this, where they don't... You can't really make a U-turn at the end because there's nowhere to turn, so they just back the harvester back out. And since they're short rows, they just do them row at a time and back out and do another row. So it is not unrealistic for somebody on a small field in Europe to do a forward-back maneuver, because the fields just aren't big enough to turn around, and it doesn't take very long to do it. So I know, once again, I've had viewers yell at me like, "Why are you doing that?" Well, it's not unrealistic. We have a dead end here, and we just have to work the small fields this way. The Neva is an interesting harvester. I believe they started manufacturing these in the 1950s, and just like America, most of the harvesters in America were small like this too. We had John Deere and some of the other combine manufacturers, Gleaner. Who else made them? Obviously, New Holland. All those companies were making harvesters, and they were all right around this size. In fact, where I live, you do actually still see a lot of farmers using the old Gleaner harvesters that were about this size, the hobby farms, guys that have small farms with maybe 15 or 20 acres of fields. They will use a harvester that's this size to harvest their fields still. Now, obviously, in America, we have larger fields, that we do, and they use larger harvesters. For some reason, in Russia, these stuck, or all over the Eastern Bloc, and you see them all over the place still. And I believe they still manufacture this model, whereas Gleaner and John Deere and these other companies have moved on to much larger combines. I wonder what the small farmer does, though. Like, do they probably just hire someone to come in and do it? But if you have a pretty small field, then you have to deal with, something like this. Do you have to order in a small harvester from Europe or something to do it, like the Kamiya C6? All right, let's get this done. It was like a weird thing. There's a harvester that you can download for Farm Sim called the John Deere 330. Wrong button. And interestingly, the 330, like when I first saw it, it's a Kamiya C6. It's the Sampo Rosenlu Kamiya, which is what, for those of you that have been around Farm Sim for a long time, it was the default harvester in Farm Sim 15, and it was also available in Farm Sim 17. It's a really little harvester made by a company in Europe. I believe it's definitely Scandinavian. I don't remember which country makes it, if it's Swedish or if it's Norwegian or what country makes it, but they make this harvester by Sampo Rosenlu, and it's actually John Deere has a version of it called the W330. And when I first saw the mod, I was like, that can't be real. That's the John Deere brags about how it never uses any other manufacturer's parts. All John Deere equipment is made by John Deere. And here we have a Sampo Rosenlu harvester that's rebranded as a John Deere. But it actually shouldn't be too surprising, because my lawnmower is a John Deere lawnmower, but it's made by Scots. So it's considered John Deere. It's got the Kohler engine that they used to put in the John Deere lawn tractors, but it is a Scots, tractor. So they do some brand, switching around. I thought that was interesting, but there is an actual John Deere W330 harvester, which is the Kamiya C6. And it's a little harvester. It's meant for small farms like this. So, all right, there's that. And we're going to go ahead and put this away. And then we're going to mow the other field. What the heck is my wife doing? She's on mute and she's making bop, bop, bop faces. Oh, Moni. All right, so I'm going to park this in the, or put this grain into our silo. And we'll have more to add to it later. And for now, I'm just going to put this in here. But we'll probably need it before the end of the day. So we're going to leave that going. The harvester is ready to put away. The shortest usage ever. Like I said, this harvester is going to get a lot of use, but in short spurts. And so we'll put this away. And we're going to go ahead and mow. After we're done doing this, we're going to go mow that big field because it's ready. And like I said, we'll get the crop off at this time, but then I'm going to let them go in sync so that I'm mowing all at once. Oh, Moni. How old are you? She really is like a 13-year-old who's in her 30s. Now she's crossing her arms at me. She's angry. See? Proof positive right there. All right, so let's get out there and mow. And I went the wrong way, dang it. I'm going to turn this way. Now, we still need to buy a windrower, don't we? I'm pretty sure we didn't get a windrower. I'll have to look at my equipment menu, but after we're done mowing, we're going to need to windrow it after we ted it. No, unfold it. Oh. I'm trying to unfold it. There. Try that again. Oh, this is going to be bad. Ugh. I don't want to get a pull-behind mower. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to have to take this back. Shoot. I forgot. These mowers do not run in reverse. In real life, you probably... maybe you couldn't run it in reverse. I don't know how they're set up. I put this farm together before the Kverneland pack came out. So Kverneland actually has a pretty nice pull-behind mower. So we're just going to have to go that route because this is obviously not going to work. So I'm going to run down to the shop. I'll be back in just a moment, folks. All right, we have arrived at El Chapo. And we're going to go ahead and sell that mower. Down with Klaus. $20,000. Oof, I lost some money on that. Yikes. Okay, and then we need to buy the... I mean, you could get the New Holland one. My problem with the New Holland mower, the disc bine, is that it's such a long unit. It really is unruly, and we have small fields. So in this case, even though the Kverneland is more expensive, I think that it's going to fit our needs better, and it has a lower horsepower requirement. Let's look at our garage. We're gonna need a windrower. See, I didn't get a windrower. Let's see what we have available. Got some really big ones available, but I don't need a big one. I want a smaller one. So I think we're just gonna go with this guy because this is gonna fit our fields better. All right, that does it. So we're gonna go get the mower. We're gonna have to come back to the shop to get we got a lot of stuff we got to bring back. We got our milk trailer we got to bring back. We got some dogs that are gonna bark in the background, and then we also need to have our milk or the windrower brought back. But see, even this mower, it's a lot shorter than the New Holland, but yet it's still freaking huge. Like it's just. Oh, by the way, it was kind of fun. I was coming home from a photo shoot on Friday out in the country, and I passed a farmer who was riding an open cab John Deere, just like this, but it was John Deere, a big open top tractor, and he was pulling a looked like a 8 bottom or 10 bottom seeder. So it had like a seeder with 10 seating attachments. It was really cool. It was a tow behind seeder, kind of like the. It didn't fit. I don't know how to explain it, but like most of the seeders in this game, where it attaches with an arm to the tractor, it's not like loaded onto the back of the tractor. And I thought that was really cool to see that. Unlike the Amazon that we have in this one, it was a pull behind one. So, but he was on his way down the road, and it was pretty neat to see because they just here in Ohio they just harvested the wheat. It's July 12th right now, and they just harvested the wheat over the last week, and now they are replanting their fields. So, pretty neat stuff, and just a cool time of year. The farms are out there and they're working and having fun. So, thank you for the follow, even though I'm not doing Twitch anymore. My poor Twitch viewers. Actually, I'm going to be doing Twitch this week, and I'll talk about that on my Facebook page. But we have several things coming out this week. Whoa! Wow, that made my tractor swing all over the place. We have the Idaho's coming out for American Truck Simulator. And also the first DLC is coming out for free content is coming out for SnowRunner, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's a full DLC. I think it's like free stuff for season 1. So I think everybody gets it. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's not a paid thing. Like it's anybody that has the game gets it. So it includes some new missions, a Ford F350. Oh, this is a much wider mower than that class. And what else did it include? It had another truck, some kind of maybe Russian or British truck or something. I don't know. But it does include I know people were clamoring because they didn't have the Ford pickups in it, but they're bringing a Ford F350 to the game, so people will be happy. So, so anyway, then we have new missions for the original maps, and also a new map. So it's pretty cool. And this is something that they did even with MudRunner. They would have DLCs, but they also had free stuff that everybody got. So I think that's what this is. I could be wrong about that once again. Oh, come on, Arthur. Nice driving. Might have been easier to run around the other way. And so we are mowing with the new Kverneland. This is once again from the Kverneland DLC that came out a few weeks ago. Pretty cool DLC. Some people are super happy with it. Other people think it's the dumbest thing ever, my wife included. I really like the plow, though. I like the continuous baler that they gave us. There's some cool equipment with their pack. Some unique things that they brought to the game. Once again, big mower set that can windrow while you mow, and some other neat equipment. So I don't think the Kverneland pack was a waste of money. I think it's a pretty neat DLC. But some of the stuff is repetitive, like it is stuff that we already have. But they have some unique seeders and stuff like that, and I'd like to maybe pick one up for this farm too as we get a little bit larger. Whoa. There we go. That's how this is supposed to be run. I should have started the other way around. Whoa. Might be a little large for this tractor because it is kind of throwing the tractor around a little bit. All right, guys, so I will come back when I'm done mowing this field, and then we're going to ted it and windrow it, and we'll be ready to get the cows. All right, guys, we are done with that field mowing. Now it's time to get out the tedder. This is the only thing I don't like about this mower, and here's where we're going to have issues. It is long, and the New Holland one's even longer, so it's like this is kind of a... going to have to work around the farm here to get it where we need to get it. Not a huge deal, but we have to go through town with our mower to get it put away because I can't turn around in the Dude, you just got killed by a mower. I think it's going to have to go back in that back barn because we're pretty full up here. Will it fit? Can I make the turn? That's the question. Oh, tricky. See how I did that? Skill. All skill, 100%. What do you think, Babs? Am I skilled? She's just laughing at me. Okay, guys, so I think that pretty much does it for this episode. We're going to go ahead and ted that grass in the next episode and get it windrowed, and then we'll bale it, and we should be able to pick up our cows at that point because we'll have food for them. So I'll have food and straw and water, which is what they need to make 80% milk. If we put in TMR, we'll get them to 100%, but right now, for us to buy the equipment of the TMR, you're looking at, another $150,000, and it's not worth the little bit extra milk that you get at this point. So if we had 200 cows and we had, a huge production facility going on, it probably would be worth it because 20%, a day was going to give you an extra couple thousand liters of milk. But for our little, 5 to 10 cow farm, it's just not worth the extra effort to get that little teeny bit of extra milk. So right now we're going to run at 80%. And so I will see you guys next time. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode as we kind of turned our crops around and got one crop harvested. And we also went through our mod list. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And I will see you next time on Campaign of France, Chambly Sur-Meuse. Once again, what a beautiful map. So see you guys next time. Bye.